elegance, and a rich display of colors. Glamour at its height. On Metrophile, we bring that extra touch of class to your events, celebrating people and their achievements. You can only enjoy the non-stop action every Friday, 11 p.m. with a repeat broadcast on Saturday, 12 noon. Metrophile. Glitz and glamour.
Welcome back. You can always get more on our top stories on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. If you're on the move, then log on to m.channelstv.com so you can view us live on your mobile device and download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores.
We urge you to please interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and then follow the instructions. As part of efforts to strengthen regional and international cooperation in the fight against illicit drugs, the European Union and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime have agreed to work with the Nigerian government to improve regional and international partnership in drug control. During a visit of the EU ambassador and country representative of the UNODC to the NDLEA headquarters in Lagos, it was agreed that there is a need to curtail the activities of drug crime cartels through collaboration, and the EU has volunteered to provide funds for the project. Chairman of the NDLEA, Amadou Gade, who received the delegation, said that the collaboration is indeed a welcome development that will provide appropriate framework for regional drug control programs.
Member countries of the Niger Basin Authority have been urged to pay their contributions on time to encourage the financial partners of the basin who have threatened to pool their resources. Minister of Water Resources, Mrs. Sarah Ochekwe, who presided over the extraordinary meeting of the organization, says the recent attitude from countries towards making their statutory contributions to the organization poses a threat to the financial assistance from donor agency, a situation that will have undesirable effects on the aspirations of citizens in the Niger Basin countries. On his part, the executive secretary of the organization says the recent trend could also have a negative effect on the reputation of the Niger Basin Authority as a reference in the world since its creation 50 years ago.
Our governments at all levels, including individuals, must give every necessary support that is needed to small and medium-scale businesses to thrive. This was the view at the empowerment program organized by the chairmen of all the local government areas and council development areas in the state. That's in Lagos State. Well, they believe that if the problem of unemployment and poverty must be tackled, people must begin to empower the youth and small-scale businesses.
Sourcing for skilled labor from less developed countries around Nigeria have shown that giving the right support to our people will help to develop human capital based on access to skills, resources, and materials that help to kickstart small and medium-scale businesses for the overall development of our society. It is obvious that most poor people in this country cannot provide for themselves the basic needs of life. The persistence of poverty in the world, and indeed Nigeria, has made it imperative for us to embark on some developmental programs so as to ensure improved standard of living for the less privileged in our society.
And we know that there is poverty in this land. And that is why no matter amount or any amount of money that you may have, it can't be enough. But a little that you have if you extend it to those who doesn't have, it goes a long way in transforming their life. And for those that are being given this integrated package today, we help them a lot.
In the meantime, the Ogun State government has urged additional attitudinal change among residents to ensure a safer, healthier and more habitable environment for socio-economic development in the state. The state governor, Bukola Amosun, made the call in Abeokuta during a visit to some areas affected by flash floods after heavy downpour which lasted about 4 hours. The governor, who was accompanied by the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Suraj Adekunbi, and some members of the State Executive Council, assured residents that proactive measures would be taken immediately by government to prevent a recurrence. Well, that brings us to our second break. When we come back, it's straight off to business news. The Naira weakens 163 Naira 57 kobo to the dollar.
We also have stories from the world of sports, so please stay with us.
If you want to know what's trending or you miss your favorite live shows, you can watch it all on our YouTube channel. Simply log on to www.youtube.com/channelsweb. Scroll down to your favorite program and click play. You can also view all uploaded videos by clicking on View All. Don't forget to subscribe and get the latest videos. If they are interesting, like them and be heard. Get connected with the channel's television YouTube page. The news at your fingertips.
Welcome to Business News. The decline in global oil prices and low offshore inflows into the debt and equity markets weakened the Naira at the interbank forex market. Now the local currency slipped to close at 163 Naira 57 kobo per dollar after closing strong at 162 Naira 65 kobo to the dollar. At its last sale for the week, the CBN offered $350 million but sold $349.96 million at 155 Naira 75 kobo to the dollar.
For currency trades, traders say Italy's ENI sold about $18 million to some end users on Wednesday, but expects more dollar sales by international multinational oil companies to support the Naira as they sell the greenback to meet their month-end domestic obligations. In the meantime, the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation has doled out 6.8 billion naira to insured depositors of liquidated banks as of August this year. The corporation says it has also paid 2.7 billion naira to depositors of 186 closed microfinance banks in the country. According to the managing director of the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, Mr. Umar Ibrahim, the NDIC has begun the reconciliation of accounts of liquidated banks. Meanwhile, the technical suspension placed on the shares of Access Bank has been lifted. This approval was given by the Quotations Committee of the Council of the Nigerian Stock Exchange after its meeting on September the 24th. Access Bank had, in a letter to the committee on the 23rd, requested that suspension be lifted now that it has eliminated the information asymmetry that existed prior to the announcement of its decision to seek shareholder approval to offer rights at 8 Naira 90 kobo. Normal transactions on the shares of the bank resumed today. The Quotations Committee had on September the 19th approved a technical suspension on shares of the lender following an application from the bank. And the establishment of a Nigerian Stock Exchange branch in Benin is helping the state government to utilize public resources for the development of the private sector. That's according to the state governor, Comrade Adams Oshomole. He explained that the essence of governance is fulfilled in the wealth creation that the exchange makes possible for individuals.
For us, that is something to celebrate, because the essence of governance is to use the instrument of state and public resources to build infrastructure in order to create the enabling environment for private business to thrive, so that wealth can be created and the